Hey everyone, thank you for tuning into this week's video on the Spark Your Speaking channel. Today I'm going to share with you more of my top exercises to help make you a better public speaker. This is part 2 of a 2-part series. My name is Kathy Lee and I am your public speaking coach. In the last video, I shared with you 2 of my top exercises that I teach my students that have helped them improve their public speaking. These exercises are so effective that I knew I had to share them with you. Today I'm going to share with you 2 more great exercises that you can practice to help you improve your skills. Again, just like the other exercises, for you to really benefit fully from these, I encourage you to record yourself on your phone and watch it back. It's really the only way that you will learn what your mistakes are, and it's really the first step to helping you improve and changing your habits if you have any. I mean, after watching yourself, you might be pleasantly surprised by how much better you did, or you might be mortified, and it's okay. Watching yourself on video is probably one of the most difficult things to do. You might think, oh my God, I can't believe I have that weird tic or habit and no one told me. Don't dwell on how you come across to others, because I'm telling you, most people are too self-involved to really give much more thought to you. The only person who will obsess about you is you. You are going to be your own worst critic. Once you get over this initial hill, it will get easier to watch yourself, and you will eventually get used to the person in the video, which is important. Now, the key to improving is to acknowledge your tics and then make changes. You can't just look at yourself, feel terrible, and then not make changes, or you're wasting your time and you won't see improvements. It sounds obvious, but sometimes the obvious needs to be said. As I mentioned before, learning any skill requires work and patience and a bit of guidance. Remember, most of the people you look up to who speak well had to go through some kind of training as well. All right, let's get to the next exercise. It's called the advanced introduction exercise. What you're going to do is speak for as long as you like, and I want you to introduce yourself. Say where you are from and what you do, but I want you to tell me one reason why you love your job, and then a time when your job was incredibly challenging. The goal of this exercise is to incorporate an emotional change between the positive times you've had during your job and the negative. We want to be mindful of emotion when we speak to ensure that it makes sense. I want you to incorporate as much of the skills that I've taught you into your speech to see how interesting you can make it. So add in pauses, emphasize important words, experiment, and have fun with it. I would incorporate as much of the skills as possible and then do the exercise again, but be more deliberate and mindful of where you are adding in the skills so that it makes sense. The whole point of this exercise is that you explore your range. This is not about being perfect. The exercise is about expanding your skills and your awareness and giving it a try so that you can feel and you can see and hear what it sounds and looks like, right? So let me demonstrate. Hello, my name is Kathy Lee and I'm a public speaking coach based out of Canada. I absolutely love teaching others how to master the skill of public speaking because I know how much more they can elevate their careers and their lives. One of the reasons I love coaching and teaching is seeing my students have breakthroughs or achieve the goals that they've been working so hard on for so long. On the flip side, one of the hardest things about my job is seeing a student be discouraged because they didn't execute a skill the way they wanted to, or they had a setback. But during the difficult times is where my students learn the biggest lessons. And I remind them that if they keep working at it and if they don't give up, they will see success. So that wasn't perfect, but it's what I came up with off the top of my head. And you might be sitting here going, oh man, it's so difficult to just come up with random stuff. But your brain is like, well, it is a muscle, right? And right now I'm introducing you to a new exercise. And I am showing you how to exercise that part of your brain. The beginning, just like learning any kind of, let's say, physical exercise at the gym, it's going to be tough. But if you keep exercising that brain and you keep using it in that way, it will become easier and easier and easier, okay? Now going back to my demonstration, did you notice the various levels of emotion during my delivery, or the places I paused, or the places where I spoke faster or slower? What about when I emphasized certain words? I mean, I could have delivered that story in a number of ways and told it very differently, and that's okay, and that's the whole point. That's what I want you to do as well. Don't be afraid to explore. This is the whole point. Now, before we move on, I just want to remind you that I have a wonderful and amazing 2.5-hour public speaking program called Ace Your Public Speaking. It's comprehensive, it's a one-stop shop, and it's online. And it will dive deeper into what I'm teaching you today. And I share with you so many other exercises that you can utilize to help you excel as a public speaker. But beyond that, we go into depth about other skills that you definitely need to know as a public speaker as well. So to access it, head over to my website, sparkyourspeaking.com. Again, it's called Ace Your Public Speaking. It's one program that if you don't take any others, this is the one to take. So many of my students around the world have, and they have found much success. It's called Ace Your Public Speaking. You can access it at sparkyourspeaking.com. Okay, I have one more exercise for you to try. It's called the Watch Your Favorite Speaker exercise. I want you to think about someone who you admire, who is out there doing what they are passionate about, someone who speaks well. Take a moment to think about this. If this is someone who has done talks or speeches before and it's on social media, I'd like you to spend time watching 5 minutes of their talk. Now, when you watch them, take note of their delivery. How fast or slow do they speak? Do they have a range of motion? Do they have varying cadences? Do they pause a lot or a little? What about their body language and their facial expressions and their gestures, or if they make eye contact? See if they're doing that or not doing that. Find out what makes their speech compelling. One of the greatest ways to learn public speaking is by watching others do it and emulating what you like about their delivery. And there is no limit as to how many speakers you can watch. YouTube is a goldmine for these types of videos. When you watch them, make sure to take down notes. Watch them and go, what do I like about this speaker? Why am I drawn to this speaker? What don't I like about this particular speaker or that particular speaker? All right, well, that's all for today, everyone. Just to recap, my top exercises to help make you a better public speaker are the Ad Lib exercise, the introduction exercise, advanced introduction exercise, and the watch your favorite speaker exercise. Remember to hit the subscribe button below to continue to get weekly public speaking and training videos. They're all free. Also hit the bell so that you can be alerted whenever I post a new one. If you have any questions or topic ideas, feel free to leave a comment below. And if you'd like to learn more about the other public speaking programs that I have to offer, including Ace Your Public Speaking, make sure to check out my website, sparkyourspeaking.com. See you next week.